Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Okay. Welcome to another solo episode, guys. My name's Chancey. Um, he refers to me as the cheese. I figured I'd surprise Cody with this. I haven't been on a podcast with him in a second, and I kind of feel bad about it. But I've also kind of just been down on energy. I don't really know if I'm down in the dumps or what's going on. Sometimes I can catch myself. Sometimes I can't. Uh, it's just really difficult, because sometimes you're not always feeling like 100%, right? Like, you're actually, very rarely you're feeling 100%. But kind of like what I'm saying is like, at a certain point of not feeling good, you have a thought that occurs to you that is like, hey, I don't feel good right now. To me, that thought should be able to bring you out of not feeling good because you should like snap awake and be like, oh, I don't feel good. Like, I should do something about this. But it's kind of hard because like you're battling yourself, right? So when you have those thoughts, it's kind of like if you allow yourself to not so you theoretically, sorry, I jumped right into this. I'm sorry if this is scatterbrained, you can't follow me, but theoretically you don't feel good, right? Like you're depressed or you're having a bad day or whatever's going on. You realize it, so you realize you're having a bad day, right? The next stage is like, in order to pull yourself out of it, you have to let yourself lose. So like, you could realize you're not in a good state. You either have to take that and kind of feel weird about it because you're like, why am I doing this to myself? Or since you've been like this for so long, like you're sad, you're actually in your comfort zone when you don't feel good, which is a scary fucking thing. That's actually like that. I feel like that's what depression really is. But you're in your comfort zone, so it's difficult for you to pull yourself out of it. But I feel like I have, with the help of my girl and Cody and nicotine and whatever else is helping me. But yeah, like I just finished up work. Like I just got changed and everything. Came back. We shot a couple guns after work. It's fun out here in America. I tell you what. But yeah, it's good. How's your guys' day? Let me know in the comments. I figured I'd hop on and give this shit another try. Cody says I'm good at it. I don't fucking believe a word that guy says, but regardless, I'm here. What's going on in the world, guys? Any esoteric plans or anything you guys want to tell me about? Trump got found guilty. I find that not astonishing in the slightest. I kind of saw it coming from a while away. Me and my dad had talked about this like 2 months ago. As of now, today is June 4th, 2024, and me and my dad probably talked about this like I said, like a couple months ago. We were talking about if he gets arrested, will he still be allowed to run the office, not run for office, run the office from prison or whatever his punishment is? The answer is yes. Obviously, it's become a big thing now, but I just wanted to give props to my dad for talking about it back then because he was like way ahead of the curve on all this. It's pretty slimy what they do. Politicians and government is what I mean. It's kind of a big money game. If you get in there and try and disrupt any of it, they'll put you in a fucking box, in a cage, underground. Um, they'll kill you. They'll suicide you. They'll Epstein you. Whatever they can. I guess I was just kind of curious. I was trying to think today of like when was the point in my life where I kind of realized that it was. It's tough to say that it's all bullshit, but when was the point where I realized it was all bullshit? I don't want to say it's all bullshit because I feel like there's liars and there's people that are trying, and I think it's a cloud that kind of gets like mixed together, and you can't really tell the difference a lot. And it sucks because sometimes the people you think are trying are the liars, and the liars are sometimes the people you think are trying. Other times it's like more obvious than not. But like, at what point did I realize it was kind of bullshit? I think I have it narrowed down to it's possible it's a couple places. My parents are pretty independent. I would say they're like left-leaning independent, but I'm pretty appreciative that they are the way they are, and they're not like a hardcore Republican or a hardcore liberal or anything like that. Democrat, Republican, anything authoritarian. Because they were always kind of in the middle. My dad did say something to me. I'll get back to where I think it started in a second, but my dad did say like, when we moved to Wisconsin, when I turned 18 and I was like first going to vote when it was Biden versus Trump, I was kind of just asking him questions. I forgot how I got to this, but he said like you need the conflict. You need Wisconsin is kind of like a flip state. Like it goes from Republican to Democrat to Republican to Democrat. The state I'm in now, Iowa, is like solid Republican. He was saying you kind of need the conflict to accelerate like the growth process, which is kind of the same for everything. Like you need a conflict to make a decision um, in most of the things. But when did I think it was bullshit? I did a charter school when I transferred from Monroe, Wisconsin to technically it's in Wales, but I lived in Pewaukee. I open enrolled to it. It was called the Kettle Moraine School for Global Leadership and Innovation. Lengthy title. We just called it Global for short, but it's a weird school. You did like most of your grade was based on these big like semester projects, and the biggest one I ever did was called I forget what the real title of it was. It was something along the lines of like why the American voting process or democracy is broken and how proportional representation fixes this. And basically, I dived into why the Electoral College just doesn't make any fucking sense, and then um, why proportional representation is a good voting system. And ever since then, I've kind of just like been slowly unraveling the thread of why our government is the way it is. Um, the Electoral College. So each state has like a number of Electoral College votes they get. From my understanding, it goes by like districts. So the current district I'm in Iowa is District 4. I think they only have 4 districts in Iowa, but it's just like a big clump of like counties basically, and you get like a certain you get to vote on a representative to uphold your district. And I was talking to one of the old heads at work today about who he was saying was good and bad. And I don't really let a lot of that stuff stick because I don't think it really matters. I think the way the deep state and everything is set up now, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But regardless, the Electoral College only really worked when it was like small towns with like a mailman on horseback riding to each town telling people like who said what and what's going down. And like the 10 people in that town got to choose one guy to make like their official vote. Now we're up to like a population of like 300 something million. It just doesn't work the same. And it gets scarier when you realize that literally every other country that has a democracy has a version of proportional representation, and we're the only one without it. Top of the list right off the bat would be like the Netherlands and like Finland and like countries that have like high in happiness and high in like GDP and whatever else. Like the people there are having a good time. And I would say in America, we're not having a good time right now, to be honest. There's a lot of shit going on, but proportional representation, basically to break that down. So I'll back up. I'll go. America currently has like the Electoral College. It's a two-party system. You can call it like a three-party or whatever you want, but it's a two-party system. It always comes down to one guy versus the other guy. This often leads to where we've been at for the past several like decades of the lesser of two evils, which is kind of like I don't know. To me, it's like a shitty feeling. It's like, damn, I got to choose one of these. Like this, we're America, and this is the best we have to offer. Just disappointing, I guess. But one of these two guys is winning. Regardless, they win the whole thing. They're mommy or daddy for like the whole 4 years or 8 years if they get reelected. We have a popularity contest every 4 years. And then in the third year of being president, when you're just becoming good at it and figure out your fucking job, which is also like probably one of the hardest jobs in the world, we boot you right out. That's a whole other thing in itself. But proportional representation, how this works, and there's different versions of this you can research. There's like 4 main versions. Um, to break it down, instead of one president, it would be like a cabinet. So if it's like 100 people in this cabinet, and you got 4 parties, you got the right, the left. We'll just call it like the up and down, so we don't use any actual names. But okay, so the right, 30% of the population, people, like the right, and they vote for it. 30 seats are held by the right in this 100-person cabinet. Now the left, 60% of the population likes the left. So boom, there's 60% of the cabinet, 60 seats filled up. So now we're at 90 out of the 100. And let's say like 5% like the up, 5% like the down. So then you got a couple people. All of these people go in and converse and make decisions for everybody. It's good and bad, but I would say it's better than the Electoral College. Sorry, there's a lot of things flying around in my head on how to break this all down because I spent like my whole senior year researching this. But yeah, I don't know. Where am I even going with this? I guess I'm just kind of frustrated with the state we're in America right now. It's just very disheartening. I just feel like we could do so much better and we're not. And it's all just for, we're not doing better, just like basically for like bullshit, like just greed, money, power, whatever you want to call it. People are just grasping at that instead of like, there's no American dream in it. And that's like kind of the one thing that keeps going. Like, you kind of look at Russia and you're like, Putin keeps going up. Like, well, he keeps making money, he keeps winning all this shit, he keeps doing this, he maintains power and everything. And if you're looking at America and we're kind of stumbling over our feet, we got this crazy homeless population, 100 and some thousand people every year dying from fentanyl. That shit ain't happening in Russia. Well, it might be, but they're not telling us. But I doubt it's happening in Russia. Yeah, the American dream doesn't exist, and I think you kind of need the American dream to keep America going. It's just, I don't know, kind of disheartens me a little bit. Sorry to start the podcast off on such a gloomy note, but yeah, there's no American dream left. There's a lot less hope. And I feel like the powers against us are as powerful as they've ever been. Our military keeps training for like large events like the invasion of Taiwan and war against China or war against Russia and shit like that, and that scares the hell out of me. And then they talk about bringing the draft back, and it's like, bro, how about you guys go fuck yourself first? How about you shove that draft directly up your ass, and then we can talk. Because you guys have done nothing for America for so many fucking years. Go draft anybody else, dude. Go draft all these other foreign influences that have been giving you money and you've been giving them money. Go draft all these corporate guru guys. They can go run a war if they want to. But I'm not in this to just make money for people. Like, I'm just sick of this money game we got ourselves into. Like, but how do you get out of it, though? That's like the other flip side to it, because like a lot of people say, like, just like hang the politicians or kill all the politicians. It's like, no, you can't do that. Like, you kill all the politicians, then all these like Chinese sleeper agents that have been waiting in this country for like this exact moment of instability in our country will just sweep in. We'll just become like another branch of China. But I think in America, I think we're gonna win. I have faith and hope in this country. We got guns, we got freedom, we have how do you say it? The indomitable human spirit. That's the thing I like watching is the indomitable human spirit. Maybe it's indomitable, but regardless, it's just like it's what we kind of all are at the core, like our souls and whatnot. We just love and love freedom. Like nature, beautifulness, all that cool shit. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know. Cody said I was good at this. I don't believe him, but yeah, let me collect my thoughts for a second. Sorry about the silence, folks. Oh yeah, Israel is at war with Palestine, or vice versa. I don't even fucking know anymore. But that shit ain't good. That shit should probably stop. It's not good on either side. I'm not picking a side. I'm just saying it's fucking disgusting that we do this as humans still. That we've been around for however long we've been around and we've never been able to figure something out. And it's just based on beliefs too. And it's just like it's more or less the same belief, just in different like words or different people in these beliefs, different symbols and shit. It's like, doesn't everybody just like want to love someone or like wants to feel loved? Like most people, obviously, it's like psychos and narcissists and shit like that. But like, feel like at a human level we agree upon most things. Most people agree on most things. They might have like different interests and whatnot, but like generally people don't like to be treated bad. They like to be treated good. Like that's like a base level that we could all agree upon. Um, it's also scary that all these I don't want to sound like a Republican right now, but Hillary Clinton's in the White House. She's killing babies. No. It's scary that we're getting all these migrants right now. Not that migrants are necessarily bad. It's how our country was built. Uh, you could view it two ways. You could view it as an economical move because our economy is shit. So we're bringing in more illegals to do like illegal shit. Uh, and by illegal shit, I mean work. I shouldn't have said like that. Like they're doing like cheap labor and whatnot, which is fucked up. But it does help the economy, which is good. But it's fucked up. I'm not advocating for it. The other scary thing, the other way to view it, they're coming in to make it um, more unstable. Whether it's like for several different reasons, like for some reason they're trying to get them to vote, which is like crazy. I just read an article like last week that an illegal alien had shot somebody or discharged a firearm or something like that. He got caught with the possession of a firearm, maybe let's just say that, and he actually got his Second Amendment. That's how he got out of the charge for illegal possession of a firearm, is because we have a constitutional amendment called the Second Amendment where you have the right to bear arms. Um, the Constitution, you only get those rights under the terms and conditions of our bills and like our laws. If you're an illegal alien, you're illegal. You don't get the rights because it's already an illegal thing. So that one just threw me through a loop. I was like, how does that even make sense? How do they get all the rights with none of the responsibilities? That's kind of what I was worried about. Another thing is like the daunting amount of Chinese immigrants. I don't have anything against Chinese people. I have something against like the government of China. It's a weird ratio, and also like you don't get out of China without like the government knowing. That's what freaks me out a little bit about it. Is like the government lets you out. Like they, especially like all these military age men from China. That scares the piss out of me. I don't know. I just think something big's a brewing, brother. I don't think it's good, but maybe I'm just freaking out. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Cody's in Mason right now. He's with his family. I miss my freaking family. My little sister's 12 years old. She's cool as hell. She's learning Chinese and French at like the perfect age to learn it too. So she might be like a real brainiac, which is crazy. Like she's gonna be really smart. She's already smarter than I am. I'll tell you that. But she's gonna be like incredibly. She might end up working for like the CIA to topple the Chinese government. One can only hope, right? But like for real, she's pretty smart. I love her. Uh, my girl is up in. Well, I think she went to Minnesota, but I swear to God, her Snap Map says Wisconsin. She's up camping. And that's pretty cool. She's sending me pictures and stuff. It's a real beautiful place they got like a forest place, and you go to a beach, and it was like foggy out. And sent pictures, and then the other day when it wasn't, it was even more beautiful. Just endless water. I think it was Lake Superior they're on, something like that. Yeah, very beautiful, man. Um, I'm going through like a school thing. Sorry to guys. I'm just giving you guys like an update on my life right now, which is kind of weird. Sorry, I broke the fourth wall. I'll stop doing it. But I'm going through the school thing. It's called ATI. So far, I like it. So far, it's working. Like I'm definitely learning a lot. I think it's like Automotive Tech Institute or something. It's based out of Baltimore, Maryland. I'm doing a lot of online stuff, but then I have like a couple days where I'm gonna actually have to go to Baltimore and like learn some stuff IRL, which I'm like more or less fine with. It's just kind of scary, because I never went to college. I guess I'm 21, so I still have like a lot of time. I really did want to, but like most times, obviously, you graduate college, you take a gap year, and then you go to college. And I never did that. My grades probably wouldn't really allow me to get into a whole lot of college. I would like to think I'm smart enough to get into colleges. However, this is another thing that the government has got their grubby little fucking fingers on and just ruined for like everybody. I think it's cool. Plus one cool points for Biden for forgiving student loans, because there's definitely a version of me that wouldn't be able to pay off his student loans, and him forgiving that would be like pretty badass. So +1 cool points. -1 cool points for smelling little girl's hair. Anyways, back to college. It used to be like you could get like a flat rate loan, like $2,500 or something. Boom, year of college done, $2,500. Now it's like the government talks to the school, talks to this, talks to that, talks to the government again. This is how much money we want for every student in this income with this blah 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 blah. They just make up fucking numbers in order to just make as much money as possible because they're greedy and they don't give a fuck about kids with education, especially the fact that like most of these guys have these useless degrees that they can't even use on anything, and then they just come up with more degrees, and you're like, where are you going to work with a gender studies degree? Where are you going to work with this, and where are you going to work with that? There's people with like doctorates that aren't doctors. Like, people with masters working at gas stations, man. It's like, what are we doing? And it's the only loan that you can't get forgiven on. Well, there's certain ways around that, right? So like there's certain loans. Diesel, all right, buddy, pop down. Some of the student loans you can be forgiven on. Some of them you can't. Some of them you kind of can. Like I know there's one. It's something like if you got loans for like board, food, and school or something like that, and you like default on it or like file for bankruptcy or whatever you have to do, you'll only have to pay for the school portion of that. Like it'll knock, like if you had like $100,000 in total of loans, but like 20 of that was food. I don't really know how much money it costs anymore. I stopped paying attention. 20 of it's food, 20 of it's board, and like 60 of it is the school, like the actual education you paid for. They would knock like the BS off basically and make you only pay for the school, which is that's kind of like a good solid middle ground in my opinion. However, the prices are just outrageous, man. The interest rates versus like the minimum payment, like bro, if you do like a minimum payment on these loans, they just never move. In fact, sometimes they grow. I don't know. It's scary though, but like, what do you do, right? Because this is like the only country kind of doing that. Well, no, it's not. That's a fucking lie. But we're the best. We're number one. I like to think we're number one. I think we're number one. I think other countries have better education system, but I think other countries have less freedom, and I kind of value freedom over education a lot of times. Which maybe I'm a dumb redneck or something, but it's almost freedom over anything. Give me freedom, give me liberty, or give me death at this point. You know. Sorry, I'm just trying to think, guys. Bear with me for a second. I got so many thoughts flowing through my head. It's hard sometimes, like to concentrate and shit. And I know Cody feels like this sometimes too. It's he like interrupts sometimes, and I get on his case about it. But like, it's not like a huge deal. It's just sometimes like I got so many thoughts going through my head that like by the time I finally figure out one complete thought that I want to say out loud, and he's like I'm start saying it, and he interrupts me, then I'm like, what the fuck? Like it took me so much effort to get down to this level where I could process this thought I'm having into like the English language, so that your brain can pick my English language up and process it into a thought that you're having, for you to just fuck it up. And I got to be nicer about that. That is one thing I did want to talk about. Is like sometimes I feel really mean, and I feel bad about it. I'm not sure if I'm projecting or like what really is going on. Um, but I notice it. Like I'm just like kind of rude to people, and Cody was talking about it last night. Well, I brought it up to him. I was like, damn, why can't I just be like nicer about shit? Like why can't I just say like, hey, please, can you think about this? Maybe it's this way. Or, like why do you think it like that? No, I'm just like, it's fucking retarded. Like you're dumb as shit. And I don't really know why that is. If anybody's got some advice for me, I'll definitely take it. But I'm just working on being nicer right now. I'm trying to stack bread. Me and Cody are trying to get our shit together. Um, Thinking about buying a guitar. learning guitar. I met a guy at the auto shop today. He said he played like every instrument. I think he was lying to me, but I was like, would you teach me guitar? And he was like, yeah. So I wrote his phone number down on a sticky note. Hetero pause. I wrote his phone number down on a sticky note. Pause. Completely straight pause. So maybe I'll learn guitar soon. That'd be cool. Do a little intro song for the podcast. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm even yapping about anymore. Me and Cody this July, we're going to go to Formula Drift. I'm sure we talk about it again soon, but that'd be nice. He's slowly getting more into like cars and shit like that. I think he gets into it because I get excited about it, which is like, that's pretty cool, honestly. Like that's a cool thing he's got in his brain where he's like, he watches me like something so intensely where it makes him like something. I don't know if everybody's got that. Some people probably do, and Cody's definitely one of them. That's just cool as fuck. Like, he really cares like that. He's a cool ass dude. Yeah, I love that motherfucker. He used to go, keep watching the motherfucking podcast, guys. Don't tap out of this. Golly, I'm really falling off, folks. What do I got? We're trying to learn more Spanish. A lot of Hispanic people come into the shop, and I've been trying to learn a little bit more. If anybody's got any advice on that or speaks Spanish and wants to teach me, como se dice gasoline, como se dice brakes, como se dice alternator, como se dice turbinator. Fucking turbinator ain't working right, but you got to crank over the turbinator. It ain't working right. It ain't pushing enough pressure to the gas pedal. Matter of fact, the radiator, your spark plug fluid is all over your transmission. Your transmission ain't got no transfer case. So, yeah, it's a bad calculation. I just keep looking at this welcome to my crib fucking poster back there. It's so funny. I might have to turn the camera on at the end of the podcast to show that. My girl got me that for our anniversary. I've been with Emily for 1 year. How crazy is that, guys? How fucking crazy is that? It's so cool. I love that woman. She's badass. I've never been with someone for a year. So I don't know if that's like scary to her or anything, but like I'm ready for like 100 more years with this woman. She's awesome. She's the love of my life, man. For real. This is the woman I'll probably have kids with. Like, it's just cool to think about that. It's just like a good feeling. Like I was saying earlier, like people just want to be loved, and she really loves me, man. It's a rare feeling, and it's a rare when you get to like, I don't know. I just think about her, and like the thought of her makes me happy. Like thinking about like living with her makes me happy. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this or if I'm just like completely out on an island with this, but like all that shit just makes me happy, man. And like she's like a mystery that I like really want to solve, but also it's a real slow mystery, and it's real fun to learn like every step of the mystery. Not like there's not like a real conclusion to it. It's just like I don't know everything about this person, and I'm so interested. I would like to learn. And I wish my words worked better with my brain thoughts, because I would ask more questions, but brain dummy sometimes, and word no working. So that's what that is anyways. ¿Dónde está el hamburguesa? ¿Qué pasó, mi amigo? Click through the video. It helps the algorithm. Comment, like, subscribe. Trying to think. Yeah, man. Yeah. Cody's gonna be caught off guard by this. He did not know I texted him like twice today. I sent him like 2 Snapchats. He's crazy. Why do we use Snapchat, guys? Why are we sending pictures to each other? Ever thought about that? What are we doing? We're just literally we're taking selfies and sending it to someone in order to keep a fucking fake fire alive. What are we doing? It don't make no sense, man. I do it because I talk to like 4 people, and I love all the people I talk to. But for real, I talk to like 5 of them. The rest are chats, and I understand why we have Snapchat for the chats, but why are we snapping? Why are we taking pictures? Stories, I'm a bit of a hard ass on stories because I don't understand really posting them. I'm also a hypocrite. I post stories sometimes, but it's pretty rare. I don't get being like, everybody needs to see this. I don't know. Maybe I'm too like self-critical of myself, and I'm always like, it ain't worth it, or like, in my opinion, nobody wants to hear what I'm doing with my day or anything like that. But yeah, that's just. I guess I'm kind of rambling now, grasping the straws. I guess that's how Cody does it. It is possible. It is just kind of like a chunky process. So bear with me while I get better at this, I guess, guys. Yeah, I guess I don't really know what else to say. I made it to 30 minutes. I hope Cody's satisfied with that. I hope you guys are satisfied. Um, Vote Kamala for president. Vote Hillary for VP. Um, fucking, yeah, gang violence, man. Gang violence. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for bearing with me through this podcast. I'm sorry if it wasn't great. I'm going to get better at it. Hi, Emily. I love you, Emily. I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. You gotta see this. You gotta see this thing. Ain't that